Namaskar, viewers. Today we shall be talking about school education system and different policies. So, in this lecture, we shall be discussing how the present education system has come into its structure due to the role played by different policies or commissions' recommendation. So, friends, when we start discussing the structuralization or systematization of education system, the first major policy or the commission which we need to talk about is Kothari Commission, because Kothari Commission is the one who systematized Indian education system by introducing uniform 10+2+3 system. Kothari Commission is known after the name of the chairman of the commission, that is D.S. Kothari, Daulat Singh Kothari. This commission was formulated on 14th July 1964. What was the term of reference of this commission? The term of reference of this commission was to give the guidelines and the advices regarding general principles from primary level to the highest level and advise the government on the standardized national pattern of education in India. Friends, medical education and legal education were not made part of this commission. They were kept out of the purview of this commission. The tendency of this commission was from 1964 to 1966, and the report was submitted by the commission on 29 June 1966. Whenever we talk about Kothari Commission, we also need to talk about that how descriptively this particular commission attended to even the minute issues of education system, as to study, recommend and suggest on the minute aspect of education system. There were 19 groups or task force which were constituted by Kothari Commission as to study the various aspects. I will give you the name of all the task force so that you will have an idea that how minutely Kothari Commission studied the education system. There was a task force on adult education. The mandate of this particular group was to give the recommendation for eradication of illiteracy by focusing on adult education. There was another task force on agriculture education. The mandate of this particular task force was to develop agricultural education. There was another task force giving recommendation on educational administration. This particular task force was to examine the shortcomings of educational administration during that tenure. There was another task force on educational finance. Mandate of this particular task force was to examine the existing set of educational financial status and identify ways to overcome the shortfalls which existed in educational finance during that time. There was also a task force constituted by Kothari Commission on Higher Education. The mandate of this particular task force was to coordinate the higher education system. So, this was to advise on the ways of improvement. There was another task force on manpower. What was the mandate of this particular task force? The mandate was to examine the recruitment and training of both teaching and non-teaching staff. There was another task force on techniques and methods on education. Friends, this task force was very important. It had 17 members. The mandate of this particular task force was to design functional mechanics of educational system. There was another task force on professional, vocational and technical education. The mandate of this particular task force was to provide training as well as to provide the ways to improve professional and vocational courses so that the students can be profited by entering into the professional and vocational education. There was a task force on adult education, as we have already discussed. There was another task force on science education. The mandate of this particular task force was to focus on the science education, excluding the medical education. Friends, as we already discussed, that the medical and the legal education were out of the purview or out of the mandate of Kothari Commission. There was another task force on school education. The mandate of this particular task force or the group was to study the school education, excluding the primary education in India. So there was another task force which was constituted as to study the primary education. There was a task force on social welfare. The mandate of this particular task force was to examine the different aspects of welfare aspects of students, including scholarships and the other measures or incentives which can profit the students, as to bring the students to profit the students who are not able to afford education. There was a task force on teacher education and teacher status. Friends, this is also very important because this particular task force focused on how the teacher education and the teacher status can be improved. They also worked upon that how the salary, or we can say the remuneration package of both private and the public sector could be brought at par, could be improved. So they worked upon designing a machinery for continuous on-job training also. So this was the purview of this particular task force. There was a working group on educational buildings also. The purview of this group was to give the recommendation how the building should be constructed so that they can be utilized for the longer duration and for the betterment of education in future as well. There was another working group on education of the backward classes. It had 15 members and its mandate was to focus on the education of scheduled caste, scheduled tribe and other backward communities in India. There was a working group on educational statistics. The mandate of this particular group was to provide statistical tool to the commission so that they could give the reports and the recommendation appropriately. There was another work group on pre-primary education. This intended to work on the pre-primary education and bring it, streamline it to such an extent that it remains at par in the sense that before the Kothari Commission came into being, there were several kind of pre-primary education systems which were existing in India. There was a Montessori system, there was other systems also. So Kothari Commission aimed at providing a pre-primary education at the same guidelines all over the India. This particular group had 10 women members because this particular group also need to cater to the fact that the students in pre-primary education will be in the age group of 3 to 5. There was another task force on school community relations. So this group worked on extracurricular ambience and the activities of the education. This group also recommended that how the community and the school relation could be improved, how they should be coming together as to work as one being and providing the best of education to the students. There was also working group on school curriculum. This particular working group aimed at to design and develop standardized curriculum which could be followed throughout the country, across the country. There was also a work group or a task force on women education. As the name itself suggests, the mandate of this particular task force was to give the recommendation how the women education could be improved at primary to higher level and even adult education. Friends, apart from these task force which we have talked about or the groups which we have talked about, there were 21 subgroups also created by Kothari Commission. Those subgroups we will try to not go into the detail but still touch upon that what were those 21 subgroups so that we get an idea that how detailed analysis was done by Kothari Commission. That is why Kothari Commission is again and again recommended even presently as to understand the Indian education system. The first subgroup which was covered by Kothari Commission was on literacy education. As the word itself suggests, it was to provide that how the literacy rate could be improved in India. Then there was a subgroup on roles of universities and institutions of higher learning in adult education. There was also a subgroup on education of workers. There was a subgroup on role of cultural institutions in adult education. There was also a subgroup on equalization of educational opportunity at university level. So friends, from these subgroups, we have talked about 6 subgroups till date. So these subgroups, as you can see, all of them are aimed at almost literacy education or universalization of education by focusing on adult education. Then there was a subgroup on rural higher education. The Kothari Commission believed that as most of the India lived in rural India, so it was primary agenda of any commission to give recommendations so that in the rural higher education can be promoted. There was also a subgroup on salaries of teachers. Kothari Commission was the first one to give the recommendations that salaries of teachers is at low and it needs to be improved. So they provided a basic structure as far as salaries of teachers is concerned. Kothari Commission also had a subgroup on university standards and subgroup on evolution at university level. There was a subgroup on functions of university also, and there was a subgroup on policy of admissions and standard institutions. There was a subgroup on secondary education. There was a subgroup on evolution at the school stage. There was also a subgroup on hostels. Friends, this is something interesting. This gives us the complete idea that how Kothari Commission was detailing into the aspects of education to such an extent that they were even concerned about the fact that what kind of hostel facilities are being provided and how those hostel facilities can be improved. There was a subgroup on guidance and counseling. There was a subgroup on health services. There was a subgroup on teacher education. There was also a subgroup on evaluation in teacher education. This was also kept as a very important agenda by the Kothari Commission, that the teacher education evaluation should be improved so that we can have better teacher educators, because the commission believed that if the teacher educators are good, then naturally we shall be able to have good teachers also who should be able to teach students appropriately and accurately. So that is why they created a subgroup as to study the evaluation in teacher education. There was a subgroup on comprehensive scheme of teachers training, and there was also a subgroup on recruitment, pay scales and condition of services of teachers. There was also a subgroup on statistical calculation, finance and unit cost. This is an important subgroup, friends, because this will provide the idea to the commission that how the unit cost existed and how that needs to be improved and to what level. Friends, in Kothari Commission there were 9,000 individuals covered. Educators, scholars and scientists, all of them were interviewed. 2,400 memorandums were examined by the commission during a period spanning 21 months. The commission submitted its 287-page report on 29 June 1966 to then Education Minister, that was MC Chaglaji. The report had 4 sections. General section, section 2 covered the stages of education, the section 3 covered the recommendation and programs, and section 4 had the additional papers. As far as the commission goes, there were main 4 themes to the commission: increase in productivity, improving education system, modernization the education system, and increasing or promoting social and national integration. As we discussed initially, that Kothari Commission is known for structuring elementary education. Kothari Commission envisioned structure of education as 10+2+3 uniformly throughout the country. The higher secondary stage was envisioned as +2 located in schools or colleges. Kothari Commission, as we gather, was also responsible for giving pre-primary structuring pre-primary, primary and then higher secondary level. To talk about the pre-primary, the broad structure of the Indian education was divided into nursery, LKG and UKG, lower kindergarten and upper kindergarten. At this stage, the agenda or the objective of education system was to acquaint the child who was in the age group of 3 to 5 basic reading and writing skill. So that was the objective of the education system, to acquaint through formal school reading and writing skill, and it consisted of children of 3 to 5 years of age. There was lower primary was from 1st to 5th. The age group was 6 to 11, and language of instruction here was mother tongue or Hindi, if Hindi was the language which was spoken in those states. As far as curriculum is concerned, the educational objective of the lower primary was to give the basic ideas of different subjects and to develop the skills, the 3 R's, that is reading, writing and arithmetic. What were the subjects which were taught? The subjects were environmental science and mathematics. However, in certain states, this particular stage consisted of class 1st to 4 also, and the language of instruction varied to such an extent that certain states had a language of instruction, even English or Hindi. Then there was upper primary. Upper primary structure consisted of children studying in class 6 to 8. In the upper primary, the other languages were also introduced. What were the other languages which were introduced? English or Hindi. Hindi in the states where the Hindi was not the mother tongue, they were introduced. In certain states, English was introduced in standard 5 onwards. So friends, from there on we can conclude that usually the structuralization was uniform throughout the India, but still there were certain variations. To discuss other variations in structure in states, most of the states had adopted 10 plus 2 plus 3, yet the variations remained. What kind of variations were there? Variations were from the point of view of the duration and number of classes at different level. Then there were variation from the point of view of age of admission to class 1. Certain states kept it at the age group of 4, and the other states kept it to the age group of 3. So it was a difference differing from one state to another. Friends, we have all talked about the different levels at which the Kothari Commission had recommended and what kind of recommendation it has given at the different levels. We have also, during that discussion, we also came across that there were variations in adapting the Kothari Commission's recommendation by different states. So let us go into details briefly as far as those variations in structures in the states is concerned. As we stated that in all the states adopted 10 plus 2 plus 3 system, yet there were certain variations. Variations were from the point of view of duration and number of classes at different levels. There were also variation from the level of age at which the student was to admitted in class 1. There was also variation in the state as far as the medium of instruction is concerned. Certain states adopted the English along with the mother tongue as far as the primary education is concerned or the upper primary education is concerned, but other states wanted to adopt English only at the higher level. So these were the variation as far as the medium of instruction is concerned. There were also variation from the point of view of public examination. How the public examination is to be looked upon by the different state, that was also varying, and there were variation from the point of view of teaching of Hindi and English. So the level at which Hindi is to be incorporated, the level at which English is to be incorporated, there were variations as far as the different states are concerned. There were variation in the states as far as the number of working days in a year is concerned. There were also variation from the point of view of academic session and the vacation period. because if there were the kind of a weather condition was to decide that what kind of vacation period the state could keep. So there were variation from that point of view, and of course there were variation from the point of view of fee structure and compulsory education. So the subjects which were to be made compulsory, that was also varied from one state to another. As far as Kothari Commission is concerned, as we have discussed, that the main recommendation was the systematizing the education system in 10+2+3 pattern. It has advised the pre-primary education also, which had different names such as kindergarten, Montessori, pre-basics, and they were renamed as pre-primary and primary education. So in the Kothari Commission, the pre-primary or the lower primary was till class 4, but it as we discussed that it had varying from one state to another. As we have discussed that the schooling was classified from the lower primary to the upper primary, and then again to the high school up to the 10th standard, and undergraduate education. This was something which we have not discussed. The undergraduate education was identified as class 11 and 12th. As we discussed that class 11th and 12th could be studied depending upon the system of the state, could be studied at the college level or it could be studied at the school level. It was usually named as higher secondary or pre-university. The graduate studies was standardized as the 3-year course, which is uniformly acclaimed all over the India. May it be in the form of a professional degree or may it be in the form of a regular degree, like we have the BA pass, BSc pass. So this standardization has come into being depending upon the recommendation of the Kothari Commission. There was a first system which was categorized as the primary education, the second level was categorized as the secondary education up to the 12th, and the third level was categorized as the higher studies, which included even the master's degree. The commission recommended that there should be a common public education system. Recommendation also introduced and tried to study the vocationalization and professionalization of education system. That means they also tried to study that how the vocational aspect should be introduced in the education system, how the vocational education can be emphasized as well as the technical education can be emphasized. They also emphasized on the training aspects, including the teacher education. So they emphasized on the all the aspects, including the training as well as including the vocationalization of education system. This also stressed upon, this is an important point friends, this Kothari Commission also stressed upon work experience. They said that work experience should be made mandatory or integral part of the education, and specialization was introduced at the higher secondary level only, and this is existing as we know that in only at the higher secondary level the subjects like economics or the geography comes into being. Friends, Kothari Commission was the one on which national policy on education was based. It was one of the major recommendation of the commission that the national policy of the education should be formulated, and it was formulated in 1968 when the 4th Lok Sabha was elected to the office under the leadership of our late Prime Minister Shrimati Indira Gandhi ji. The policy covered many recommendations of the Kothari Commission such as free and compulsory education, status and pay scale revision of teachers, equalization of educational opportunities and science education. So these were basically covered by the National Policy Commission based upon the Kothari Commission, and as all of us know that this 10+2+3 pattern was also achieved by the government at the national level. As far as the Commission's recommendation is concerned, they tried to stratify the sector with state and national bodies at the central board, and the Board of Higher Secondary Education was also set up in 1986. As we have already discussed that the Kothari Commission was the 4th Education Commission and in the independent India, and it has influenced the revision of the National Policy of Education. In fact, the National Policy of Education which came into being in 1986, that was also influenced by the Kothari Commission, and this policy formulators revisited Kothari Commission as to give the new guidelines. In fact, the Kothari Commission was revisited by even the National Knowledge Commission, which was headed by Sam Pitroda in 2005. So friends, from here what we can conclude is that Kothari Commission played a very important role, not just in streamlining the education system during its tenure, but it influenced the national policies which came into being after the Kothari Commission gave its recommendation. First was the the national NPE, as we talked about, the NPE 1968, which adopted most of the recommendation of the Kothari Commission, and it gave most of the guidelines for the national education system based upon the recommendation of the Kothari Commission. And in fact, even NPE 1986 went back or studied Kothari Commission, referred Kothari Commission as to give its guidelines for the national level policy framers and national level education system. So friends, with this I conclude this lecture. In the next lecture we will be talking about the national policies and the other commissions which have played an important role in streamlining or structuring the education system to the extent it exists in the present form. Thank you. Namaskar.